Salutations, Dufos. This is your fabulous leader, the Queen of Shade, coming at you with another presentation. Lately, I have been interviewing and talking, having conversations with people that matter to me most, you guys. So in doing that, I find that I've been learning about you guys more than I've ever known about you, because it's different when you're being watched. It's another thing when you're actually talking to the person watching you. And I like that. It's a weird head trip. So anyway, today I would like to bring to you someone whom I have known for quite a while off camera. And we have had amazing, amazing, amazing conversations and amazing moments of enlightenment. And I just wanted to share that person with you guys today. So without further ado, I would like to introduce to you Sidney Fisher. Don't you love that name? Sidney Fisher. Say hi, Sidney.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too. So, Sidney, would you fair to say that in my introduction of you, I could say you are creative, because you've done, you've done a lot of things like modeling, acting, there's a lot of different things in there. So yeah, photography, film, there's a lot of things in there. So I'll start off with that. So say hi, tell us where you're from, and all that bit.
Okay. No, definitely art. I have art tattooed on my body.
Mm-hmm.
I was a part of an art show, an exhibit. I don't know what to call it. Able to stand in a perspective of literally seeing myself as like a piece of art, and cemented the reverence in me. My full name is Sidney Merrill Fisher. Merrill as in street.
Yeah.
It's all about the craft shit. That's what it's been since the very beginning. It's all been, how the fuck do they do that? How do they do that? And the brilliance and majesty of literally being able to shapeshift, you know?
Yeah.
Grew up in New Mexico, but spent the bulk of my life in Utah. I'm currently in Utah. Raised by a single mom who's white, have a sister who's white. My entire family is white, so that was super fun. But has always been the thing that has saved me. I was that kid. I didn't want to go play. I didn't want to do anything. I wanted to watch movies. I was creating to play make-believe in Bjorn. I literally had a repressed memory come up the other. And the real thing, I thought the movie that kind of set it all off was Titanic. Judge me, whatever you want. I don't care. James Cameron is brilliant. But my mom, it's like, she's like Elizabeth Taylor. We'll get into that in another video. But a fiance of hers actually gave me my first video camera. And that is what started. I was in 4th grade, I think. And it was like, at that time, I remember her even being like, you're going to give that to him. And I was just like, this is mine. And I started making movies. And I've recently found those tapes that's what kind of like started it. And I was like, I started making movies with my fucking G.I. Joes, with my camera, recording it, watching it back and forth. So it's the typical story of all that, of just loving art, movies, creativity, creative expression. I come from a family that's all about sports and I've never been like that. I want to go watch movies. I want to go to the ballet. I want to pray. I want to feel. And they're just not about it, And it's literally the irony in a lot of things. God, I believe in a higher power, whatever you want to call it. I've been in training for a lot of big shit, I think. You know what I mean? You have to really go through it. And I've never had more reverence and respect for what I have survived. That's why I got this tattoo. Because it's like getting getting dropped from the sky, like Predator, and just left to figure it the fuck out. And there's no around you to look out, and that's reflecting back at you. You're it. You're the revelation. You're the revolution you've been waiting for.
Mm.
You had to go through it to become what you needed to now give it away and share it. I've just been looking this whole time, and all of a sudden through you and your mentorship and talking to you, I've been able to be like, nah, it's just been you, bitch. You just had to find it and own it and claim it. And now sit in the other seat and do bigger things. And I'm with it. I'm about it. I don't want to sit in the pain and the shame. And, you know, it's like, give me a break. Cry me a river. I don't care anymore, Bjorn. I don't care. I want to grow the fuck up, dude. I want to grow up and I want to move on. I'm not a victim. I got this tattoo. I'm going to just say why. I watched the documentary, actually, What Happened, Brittany Murphy, who I'm obsessed with. I love you, Brittany. It's an ode to Sidney Prescott from the Scream movies. This fucking bitch who did nothing wrong and has had literally evil stay in her life and take away everything that she loves. Yeah. And she's getting back up. And she keeps getting back up and she keeps fighting. Yeah. Didn't or anything. And I'm not a victim. I am a fighter and I choose to keep growing forward, to keep moving forward. I don't need your permission. I don't need your pity. And for the first time in my life, oh God, it's like I don't care what you think. Like I really don't. And it's not with disrespect. I'm not trying to walk in and like turn shit up. I don't want to do that. I was raised right with respect. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. We're not doing that. But it's like, I've kind of lived by, if you don't like how the table's set, turn over the table. Now it's like, if you don't like how the table's set, it's like, I'm a grown ass man. When I sit down at any table, I'll talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. If I'm not having it and I'm not feeling it, my beautiful black ass is going to get up and I'm going to leave. And I'm going to go someplace else that feels. It's like, Sidney, why the fuck have you stayed? And it's because I didn't feel like I had the right to go. I didn't even know I could ask. Mm-hmm. Can I go? You know, nope, you stay right there, you little shit. You stay right there, you worthless piece, you know? And it's like all of those voices, all of it, I've been fighting for so long to get it out, and it's out. It's out. And it's like, we're just doing things differently now. I'm so excited for everything that's happening for you, because you truly are. Let me just receive it for a second. You truly are, though, in a way that is not centered around any agenda, brother. It truly is. I was thinking about it the other day, and I was like, I am so grateful that I lived long enough and fought to wait for people like, you know? Mm-hmm. It really is. It's been a floodgate. And like you said, you watched me from afar for a long time before I even knew, kind of just waiting and watching. It does more than you know. And I'm finally taking ownership of my power, Bjorn, and what I can do. I can do the same thing. And I've been doing it this whole time, just completely unaware of it. Anyway.
No, I love it. That's why I was smiling, because this is what the world needs to see. Oh, how'd you get here? My cat. The world needs to see this, that people live with this kind of passion every single day, each and every single day. That some people, you know, where others would say, oh, you're too dramatic. You're too much. It's not, that's not the case. You just don't understand me and you can't keep up with me because I fly fast and I move, you know, and I do what I want to do. And I'm in charge of my own thoughts. I'm in charge of my own being. And if it does not go what I'm, you know, with what I'm doing, I'm not going to get into it. I love that. I was getting ready to ask you, here you go. I was getting ready to ask you how do you keep that kind of passion charged? Because I know for me, this is how I keep myself charged. I connect with others. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, it's finding people like you, and finding other like-minded creative people like you know, that make it all make sense. Okay, I'm on my legs. I have to change my location. Yeah. Okay, real time. Sorry.
No problem.
But and honestly, Bjorn, I found and heard the best thing, and it sounds so simple. It may be a little basic for some people, but for me, it just kind of hit the nail right on the head. If I'm too much, go find less. it's like, I don't need to keep trying to look for your validation and your concealment and your approval. You know, I've never even thought until recently, what about your own like approval? Like, what about your own, you know? It didn't, I didn't think I had to, I thought I had to look for it and then I would get, you know what I mean? It would go out. No, you go in and then it comes, you know? And something that I've been really struggling with, and I've talked to you about this, is the anger that I feel, because the irony in all of it, it's not until you really surrender. And it is kind of like you give up in a sense of just, you want to know what? I want to do this. I feel drawn to this, but I mean, I keep going in this direction and it's not happening. So let's just try something else, you know? It's been when I finally have set it down without the victimhood, literally, it's just been like boom, 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 boom. And I don't know why I feel so combative. Maybe, I don't know if you've experienced this, but then when it starts to come, being like, I had to go to such that dark place, you know, and go through all the pain. And I'm finally seeing the light of Sidney. It's because of having to fight through that. My grandpa calls it the refiner's fire. You know,
I know
like,
that.
on the other side, you don't get. Debbie Reynolds, one of my favorite quotes of all time is from Debbie Reynolds. The only way you make it through life is to fight. You don't get there the easy way. If you feel sorry for yourself and you let yourself go down, you will drown. End quote. Period. Literally nothing else sums it out like that. It's like, you have to fight. And I've just been so resentful that I keep living, dude. Do you know what I mean? I just keep going and keep going. And it's only till recently, the beauty of 30s, man, I'm able to look at things with just like, Sidney, you're like a tough bitch, dude. You know, and you know, you really are funny and you really can make people laugh. And dude, you really are pretty. Like, you have a good face. All these things I'm ready to receive now. And you want to know what, brother? I'm glad that I'm doing it now, because fucking ego. I'm not an evil bitch. Do you know what I mean? Trying to suck and take everything I can get from everybody because of this. Are you kidding me? No. I've never been looking for any of that. And it's not about that. And it's like, watch me get everything now. Because I've never been wanting it. I don't need the house and the this. Literally, let me make art. I want to make movies. I want to make film. Film is my medium. I never theater because I had a stutter growing up. And I was like, I can't do anything live. Movies are a vessel of which I have healed my soul. It's been the thing that I've gone to. It's church. You know what I mean? Music, all of it. It's all the same thing. I need it. I need it. And if I don't have it, and when I've taken it away from my life, I have slowly deteriorated and become a very, very evil person. I have to have it. I have to do it. I don't have a choice. I'm just trying to lean in without all the guilt and shame and the fear. Get my confidence up. Like, you can do this. You can do this. You have to just like trust and believe. So we'll see. I don't know.
You know what I find? I find that a lot of creatives that are very highly charged, we've talked about this, you and I both, we really have to go quite deep. We really have to go quite deep. And you said it, like, you weren't looking for it. Like, I'll be honest with you. We've talked about this, but I don't think I've said this to you, but I never thought I was pretty. I never, yeah, I know. I never thought I was pretty. I never thought I had much of a look. Because you know this with fashion, we can talk the fashion talk because we both have backgrounds in it. So, you basically, I was under the impression that I had a striking look. It just was striking. There was just something different about it. You couldn't quite put your finger on it, but it was something that if it was cultivated, could have taken me somewhere. That was the attitude. It was never beauty. It was never, and it was never gorgeousness or prettiness. And then, like what you were saying, my heart started to radiate. And in that, and you said it, in that darkness, because that's where I too found my solace, because if I was in the dark, nobody could look at me. I was the same way. Nobody, I didn't, and get this from people like, okay, because we're same community, right? LGBT, we're same community. So this is the thing. We were always judged on how we looked, how we acted, how we felt, how we held our hands, how we used that, you know, our bodies. So in the dark, you can't see that. So it took me a long time myself, Sid, to step into the light graciously and take a look at myself.
Woo.
Have a look at myself. And you know, that I get emotional because
No.
I remember that first, I remember that first time I stepped into the light and looked in the mirror. And it was like, I'm going to do so much with you. And this is, and get this, this is not the divine. This is me. I'm going to do so much with you. I'm going to take you so far because you are my responsibility. You're mine. I never had that before. I never felt that before. And even as I say that now, I feel like, you know, I'm two-spirited. I feel the masculine protection because it's like, I'm going to do so much with you. I've got your back. I'm going to take care of you. Don't worry. And it's like, that gave me all that we see. So my question to you is, you know, in realizing that you are beautiful, in realizing that you are worthy, in realizing that you are valid, so valid and needed, how does that make you feel coming out of that darkness? How does that make you feel that, you know, like, even because I've said it to you before, you're needed, you're appreciated, but not appreciated. You are needed, essential to this whole cosmos and plan of life. You are needed. How does that make you feel now, that when you just start to process that and think about that?
No, I'm having to come to terms with it. I've been trying to get out of here for a while, you know, as far as like Earth. Like there was just too much and I gave up. I chose to stop fighting. And that was my choice, and I take responsibility for all of it. It's still something, and it's been put to me in a different way because I've had people my entire life saying stuff like this to me, and I'm like, you're delusional, you know? I just want to be able to like support myself and my family and like do creative shit. It's not like I'm not trying to be an inspiration or like help or do, you know? It still is something that amazes me and I feel very unworthy of. It's not imposter syndrome, but it's enough of me being insecure and uncomfortable enough with it that lets me know I'm supposed to have it because I'll respect it. Because I wanted it. That's never been the goal. Like, and truth, and God knows the truth of what my intention has been. When I signed up for this shit in the 90s, there was none of this. None of it. There was none of it. I didn't want this. I don't know how to do it. And I don't think I could do it really well. But what I'm finally leaning into with your help is the things that I do well. Oh, I will blow the roof off your fucking house, dude. There's no other choices but me after I come in. When I do what I do. And it's like, Sidney, you have to stop being an insecure little bitch. You know, have to leave it in the car. And I remember the shoot I did in New York last year. I'm like, I literally left all my bullshit in the car. I literally, in the air, is like, when I land, I am showing up, hitting the pavement as that bitch. And I felt like I was on fire. And it's remained ever since there. It's like,
who was that shoot with?
I'm ready.
Who was that shoot with?
Rick
who? Rick Day. I wanted you to say his name because I wanted to shout him out. He's an amazing photographer, Rick Day. Keep going.
And it changed my life. It changed my life. I was able to talk to him and ask him about where his inspiration. I've been looking at his work since I was 15. Well, I'm sorry, his work is undeniable. You look at it and instantly you can tell if it's a Rick Day photograph. Sorry, it's very specific, its own thing. And when it was happening, I was supposed to shoot with him. COVID happened. A year later, pressing, and I finally went. And it was just hearing where his inspiration comes from, what inspired him, gave me so much validation to lean into what it is that I like. Being raised Mormon, being raised gay, Black, fatherless, all these things. There's been no one to grab hold to be like, you know what I mean? Nobody. It's me in silence, always being the therapist, supporting other people. And it's my turn. And being able to talk to him, it was way more profound than I thought, because I left feeling so cemented in I can do whatever the fuck I want to do. And I could well, and if you don't like it and you don't like it, that's fine. If you write me off, that's fine. And at the same time, Bjorn, one creative experience after another, I'm losing friendships left and right. It's like the universe is clearing house. It's like, I can't let you have any dead weight, not even dead hair. Do you see hair? You know, it's like all of it has to go. Everything that is not serving you has to go. And it's like, I've always known this. I've believed in it. I've dreamed in it. I believe in setting time aside to imagine and to dream and to be there and to fully be there and to feel it. I've been doing it for so long. I've been doing all of this creative stuff for more of my life than I've been alive. You know, this is what I know how to do. This is this. I came back different, and I think it's just because I chose to be different. You're talking about I do a lot with you. It's that I'm there. I'm ready to have my own back and protect me. Fucking women, dude, the power and the majesty of women. They taught me how to do everything. And I just felt like I was such a burden the whole time, and I had to rectify and clear it all up. I'll always struggle with things, you know, but being able to finally find, I call it the dig, to fight and stand up for myself. I found it, and it's changing everything. You fucking showed up, Bjorn. Seriously, it's like, what is going on? You know, because we had talked for a long time, all like online here or there, but it has been a explosion of everything happening and so many people getting sent to me. And I believe in that Wizard of Oz shit, okay? You never need look any further than your own backyard. Everything you need is already right there.
Right.
It's right in front of you. It's about stripping it down and seeing it. Yes.
What's so great about you is that you come with your own fixings. You come with your own fixings. You know, the gays, sometimes they'll say, I'm getting into this meal. You come as the entree with all the sides. And that, I think, is such a beautiful way to be. Because look at the way you're looking at me. You look alike.
Oh no, I've never heard this expression. I'm like,
right, right. Well, allow me to reiterate it. In the scheme of entrees or meals, because you in the gay community, they say, you know, we're gonna get into this meal. You are not just the entree. You're the entree with all of the sides. You have the sides, you have dessert, you have the beverages, you know, like that's what I'm saying is that even though all has happened in your life, the one thing that the purpose of it all was for you to be fully self-expressed and fully self-actualized, to see yourself as you actually are. And I too, this is why we talk so often, is because we come from the same thing. And I mean, our backgrounds are different. You know, you're suburbia, I'm the projects, but that doesn't matter. It's like whether we were here, whether we were there, we had these things happen to us, things that were A, beyond our control, but B, left for us to figure out. And it's just like in the figuring out, I commend you, brother, because you've, I hear the fight in you. And when you said, you know, I wanted to leave Earth, I did too. You know, we talked about this. I was Kali. My name was Kali Amore Payton when I came here. That young boy, I have a song called Breaking Free. And in that song, it says, like, bring back the Kali. He died. He died. And it's so crazy because even in that one song, Kali says to Bjorn, will you remember me? I need you to remember me. And most people don't understand what that's like when you are multi-spirited. I'm multi-spirited. There's my ancestors, there's me, there's the divine. I am multi-spirited. And that's what I'm hearing from you. You also do, and I'm just going to segue right here. You also do healing work and body work and things like that because you believe in healing of the body and the mind and the extremities. And this is what is so crazy about our interaction, because our interaction is so strong. Like, they don't know I'm taking, well, they get ready to know now because I'm getting ready to say it. I'm taking you to Paris with me. Like that's the point. Like I'm taking you. Like they don't understand that, but you said it. When you meet someone who really is in the same direction, who you really can form a brotherhood or camaraderie with, that really does like I have had some of the most unimaginable things happen to me, and you have too. But like you said, we're not staying there. We're not going to stay there and just die. No. We're not doing that. We're going to move on.
Grown-ass men that we get to say, no, I don't want to do this anymore. And then we get to get up and we get to fucking leave.
Yes.
I'm leaving.
It took me so long to implement what you just said. Even with my family. I didn't hang out with my family for Thanksgiving because of what you just said. I didn't like the table. So I didn't show up. I'm not doing anything in my life that doesn't serve me. Look at you going off. Talk.
I'm spirit. I'm like, you about it because I am so fucking sick of this bullshit. And I'm not going to be a good, nice little boy anymore. Fuck that. This button's coming off and I can't, don't you feel it? I can't shove it down anymore. The truth. And I don't want to be rude. I am not a mean, disrespectful bitch. I was correctly. Let me repeat it again. My mother had me and she chose to raise me because she chose to keep me. She raised me because she chose to keep me and my sister. There was no fiddle faddle up in this motherfucker. It wasn't perfect. There was respect, you know? I found it. No more. It feels so good because I know what my intention is in my heart and I'm not coming for nobody. I'm the wrong motherfucker. Don't, not with me. Ooh, not with me. And you know, girl, we're the same. It's like, I like that shit. Ooh, you want to set off a chaos bomb? That just turned me up. No, you want some fatal attraction? I will just broke your ass for the rest of my life. Let's just move on. Let's just go. Anywho,
I love you. That's why I was like, I'm gonna interview you today. You're like, okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna interview you today because I want them to hear this. Like, I want like it's what I hear, what we hear in each other. There's too much life to give up. It's too much life. It's too much life. Like, I feel the same way. I listened to people at one point. Oh, you're almost 40 years old. This is the wrong time to start.
Let me say that. Oh God, it's like we're just starting. I'm 32. I'm gonna say my age. I'm right behind you, and we look good. We're just starting.
And so powerful, though. So powerful. A total problem for anyone who has any objection to being who we are. Like, what I love about you is that you are finding that love and that compassion for yourself, and you are seeing the beauty for what it is, because my biggest fear was one that happened to me. when you don't know how beautiful you are, when you don't know how talented you are, when you don't know how gifted you are, you'll sell it for any price. And it will always be undervalued. It will always be. When you know, like I know, you set the price very high. And my price, I've had record executives say to me, oh, you really trying to do this thing because you didn't come out as a new artist in 2013 talk about oh, just take a listen to my music. It's on SoundCloud. Oh, hell no. It was like, it's on iTunes. It's on Google Play. You got to buy it. And I've had record executives who I keep in contact with, although I'm not interested in signing. But they keep tabs on me. We've talked about that. They keep tabs on me. But it's just like you set it up right, because I knew from the door, even when I didn't know what I had, I still charged. Even when I didn't know what it could do.
You were the one who told me, it's like, baby, you are expensive. And Bjorn, can I say something real quick? One reason I'm so grateful for you, I believe in divine friendships. And I'm glad that you said that when you know, every friend, I don't have very many left, baby. I have a few of my, I think that's the way God wants it. The universe, light, whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't, keep going. Sorry. I'm like,
he's a Gemini, guys. I'm a Libra. He's a Gemini. We're air signs. We move very quickly. If you can't keep up, you're going to get left. We have wings. We don't play.
I was just gonna say, with what you helped me with and when I called and got advice from you the other day, that was a God thing. Mm-hmm. And when people show up, mm-hmm. have to work at it, and it's drama, and they're disrespectful to you in any way. Mm-hmm. We had our first little argument the other day.
We did.
And I think it was a good thing, because within 4 minutes I had texted you first. I was going through something, not getting my words right, and sent you a voice memo right back and was like, "Kay, please hear me. This is not you. I'm trying to speak and it's not coming across." And you sent one right back.
I know, we were texting each other. I couldn't stay mad. Yeah. We were texting each other at the same time.
No, and it was done. It's like, thank you. And that I will also give myself a little pat on the shoulder for, because it was like, Sidney, are you really being honest? Even with Rick, people were like, don't go. And I didn't have any feelings. I go off of my gut.
Yeah.
Seriously. And every shoot that I've had, I have stuff that's getting ready to come out. Mm-hmm. And working with that person, it was like in my gut, it was like, you need to just make it happen, sacrifice, it'll be worth it. And it was paid, everything happening. And it was like, I can't go. And I canceled it. And I didn't want to. And I called you. And you said, I'm not going to make your decision for you. And I was like, and then I was finally just like, and that's what we got in an argument for, is because you were like, what the fuck are you going to do? And and finally I was like, I'm not going to go.
And then I came clean. Because I wasn't going to make your decision for you. But then when you said that, then I came clean. It's like, I didn't want you to do that. I couldn't impose. And say, I don't want, like, but after you said I canceled, I was like, I just exploded. I didn't want you to do that. That's not the look for you. That you're beautiful. You don't need to do this. But that's so funny. But I love that. We are very much twin flames. We really are. But
friends don't lie. Friends tell the truth. And I think you would have maybe let me sit with it, that I was going for a couple of days before you would have called and read me and been like, you really need to take a good hard look in the mirror and get your priorities straight. You really need to think about what you're doing. And I would
have read you. My concern would have been what it was. Your ownership of the content you created. Yes. That was my issue. The whole time. I didn't want you to go create content for someone else, sign a release, and then they be able to market your content, make obscene amounts of money from it, and then also either tarnish your fame or make you famous, and you don't have You didn't have any control over it or any access to it. You know me. What am I doing now? I'm doing this for my website. I'm not doing this for Instagram or social media anymore. Like, it's just, I just wanted you to.
I think that's another stone of our friendship is the advice you've been giving me so freely with no fucking agenda,
Right.
not trying to get something and, oh, can I get a little nip slip?
You know what?
It was like that. It was just like, here, take it if you want. And I was just like, oh, and it was just so, and then me having the reverence and respect to be like, thank you. And you being like, oh, wow, like he's genuine and sincere. And it's like, you know what I mean? It was just honest and authentic. Thank you for saying that. I am trying to bring it all. And it's like, without all the guilt and the shame shit. I don't give a fuck. I don't like it. If I'm too much, there's lots of other options. You can go.
But you know what? You taught me that. Like, you taught me that. And I needed that. That was something I needed recently, because I was looking back on my life and I was just like thinking about high school and college. And I was like, nobody liked me. And I was just like, because you were too much. And then your words were, you know what? It's not that you were too much. They weren't enough.
You had to get you were supposed to become, and it had to be in that. I don't know why for us it had to be in such sorrow. I'm addicted to it, dude, and I'm trying to unwrap. It has twisted my soul in deep ways. And it was to make me who I am. And I can look at myself in the fucking mirror every single day and say, good morning, people.
Yeah.
Time though to unwind what needed to be gone, what needed to find and build greatness. It doesn't happen because you get everything handed to you and because you're just pretty. It's like, oh, you know, it is, and we know that. And it's like, we're ready. And it's dropped so locked in. It's just like, thank you, God, again, that I lived long enough to see it. Trying to get out of here with all my bullshit and insecurities. And you have also helped me realize you don't take whatever's there. You wait and you stay ready. You stay ready, because when it don't get 2 weeks to just whip it into shape, it needs to be ready to go on a plane in 6 hours.
Yeah.
Brother, you want to see my stomach? I'm ready. I am ready.
I know. I've seen your stomach. I got mine down. I finally got mine down.
Literally, it's revolutionized my mind of I am worthy. I'm not picked over. I'm not a second choice. I'm the second I walk in, it's like, you can just send everybody home because we just
right. Because who you needed to see has walked through the door. Right. No. But you know what's so crazy? Like, that is how you have to be. See, get this. Before I came upstairs and we decided to do this, I got into an argument with my grandmother. And I'm just going to tell this, I'm going to put it out there. I got into an argument with my grandmother because she said to me, you booked a lot of interviews, because I have interviews tomorrow, I have interviews Sunday, I have interviews Monday. She's like, you're booking a lot of interviews. I said, yeah. She said, I just want you to take time for yourself. You know, I want you to slow down. And I looked at her and I said, I cannot move at your pace. I have to move at my pace. And I said, just because your pace is to take and slow down, I have 22,000 Queen of Shade videos fully scripted by me. So I said to her, I said, but you also don't recognize what I do. See, I had adversaries that I couldn't fight. They were bigger than me. They had more money. So what was my strategy? And I told her, I will outwork them. And I looked at her and I said, that's how I made myself. That's why I am who I am, because I will outwork you until your heart gives out and blows out of your chest. I will outwork you. That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here. And she said, well, I didn't mean that. But I told her, I said, but you can't ask me to slow down when my pace is up there.
Can I tell you, as a gay Black man, how inspiring that is to me to hear that? I'm fucking ass off. And it's going to, when I rise, because I earned it. No one handed me something. I didn't suck dick. I didn't. I worked my fucking ass off. And now I'm here. Good morning.
And not just good morning, you get to stay there.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
you get to stay there. The deed will be in your name. The car in your name. Yes. Okay.
oh my
I thank you so much for coming on, because literally they got to see how fast and power packed we are when we are together. And because this video will go out, whenever they see us, whenever they catch us out, they will know these bitches with them sunglasses on, these bitches right there, they up to something. And I love that, because you are a mess, but they will know. And that's, I wanted to show you off. That's why I asked you to interview with me. I get to talk to you every day, but I wanted to show you off because I want people to understand how a young boy from the projects of Northern Philadelphia grew and grew and grew and worked and worked and worked to a point where he deserved people in his life like you. I had to earn you, and that's fine with me. You know, I have to, every single friendship that I have, not many, like you said, I had to earn them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had to earn them and show the cosmos and show the divine that I was worthy of these things and that I deserved these things and that they mattered and that I mattered. And it's kind of crazy because even my grandmother, she looks at my movement, even when I'm outside of the house, she's just like, you are different. Like she always says that to me, you're different. You move on a whole nother level. And I'm just like, because like you said, there is no more fear. I don't cowl. I don't turn off who I am. I had an interview the other day with an adult entertainer. His name is Poppy Suave, and he's from my city, but he lives in California. And he came home for the holiday. Yeah, he's a good one. You probably know him as Latin. But he's Latin. But he came home and we did the interview. And then the next day we went out and had a meal. And I actually left. I hadn't been into the city in 3 years. And I got up and I got my grandmother took me to the train with my nephew, and my nephew, now mind you, my nephew was itching to go with me because he's like my protection. I can handle myself. And my nephew's like, no, Uncle BJ, I got to go with you. I'm like, no, you can't today. And it was so crazy because that when they drove off, I got approached by 6 guys, my own skin, trying to talk to me, ask me for something. I didn't stop. I didn't care. I went through the turnstile to the train, and they're like, oh, we were trying to talk. And then my nephew was upset. Why didn't you call me? I said, because I handled it. But we went down into the city. And look at this. He knew about the protection thing. So he came all the way up from where he was in the city to meet me at the train where I had to get on and go all the way back down with me. And I told him, I said, he's muscular. So I said, you a little rock. I said, if I get in trouble, I'm just pick you up and throw you and run. Like that's, Yeah. But like, I love that I have earned my right to be who I am. And we were walking down the street. Now, mind you, we were walking down the street. I wasn't even in all of this. It was just me speaking out of my mouth. And men and women are looking and turning and listening. And I met this gorgeous man too. I gave him my business card. Met this gorgeous man. And it was so funny because Poppy said to me, he was like, you are so confident. Like you walked up to him and started talking to him. And he asked you for a business card. I'm like, yes, like this is what you do when you believe in yourself. There was a time in my life, we've talked about this. There was a time in my life that I felt like such a failure because I had to be medically withdrawn from college, such a loser that whenever I came home and encountered any of my classmates from high school that went to college and graduated, I would burst out into tears. It was such a sordid, painful thing for me. And it took me so long to, as I say, add value to myself. You know, because a degree is not the only way you can do it. But it took me a long time to add value to myself. And I have done that. So when I'm out, I'm me 100% of the time. And when I open my mouth to speak, I notice people are like, we were on the train and people are looking and listening like, who is this? And Poppy will look at me and I'm like, yeah, I gotta hide it a little bit. I have to, because the light So
It
I'm
is.
just like, so I waited and I said, we'll talk about that later, not in closed spaces. And I mean, we walking down the street and they breaking their neck, walking up with us. And I'm just like, and these are people of all race, nationality, color, and creed. They're hearing what I'm saying because what I've done and who I am transcends race, nationality, color, creed, gender, you know?
May I say something?
Mm-hmm.
I was named after Sidney Poitier, who, if people don't know, is the first African-American man to ever win an Academy Award, began a new form and identity for Black men, you know, that you could be articulate and graceful. He is statuesque to me. He moves with an elegance and a grace. And it's taken me so long to forgive myself for punishing myself because me and you, we walk in a way that people half the time, they don't even know what it is. They don't even know how to process it, what the words are, how it's happening. It's so many things that they're feeling all at once. And a lot of the time, what it comes out is anger
Yep.
because it's what the fuck is this?
Yep.
And right. It's our truth. It's our ancestors. It's so much that we signed up for and have had to keep bottled up because it's how to grow. You don't beat the fucking earth because the plants aren't coming up quick enough, you know? It's unlocked now. And it's just like, "Pah!" And we can't suck it in. And we can learn to control it and learn space and time. We're not going to Real Housewives this. Like, this is the really horrible time to discuss this, but let's discuss it anyway. It's like, no, we're going to suck up everything. We're going to call in our celestial guards and protect ourselves. We just have to keep it in for right now.
Mm-hmm.
We're not ashamed. We're not hiding. This is the time or place, and we're not going to get what we need, and they're going to come for us. Let's self-protect now. We're not fucking stupid. And we walk out, then we can let it go, and it's like, oh, you know, it's learning control and how to harness it. We are a different breed, and there are so many more like us, and I'm so grateful that you're paving the way to make it okay, dude. You're paving the way to make it okay. And luckily, someone like me has just lived long enough to get it, to see it. You know, I need it.
Yeah.
You know, all your shit, you're ahead of me. You came first, okay? You had to pave it and do shit. And I'm indebted to people like that. And I just want to keep learning, growing, and paying my shit forward because it wasn't for naught. It wasn't. I choose to believe that. You can call me a delusional bitch, whatever. My sister has had a really hard time getting pregnant and has had several issues. And I remember her with my positivity stuff and her literally just being like, I don't need this. I talk about God. I don't want to, I want to be angry. Leave me the fuck alone. And it's really been mind blowing to just be like, you can't save people. You can't think for people. You have to do you. You have to leave the fuck alone, dude. And even with physical stuff, how we walk, our tone of voice, it's not my job to make you feel comfortable. My body to represent something that you feel comfortable with and that then you're inspired by, get a fucking therapist. Literally trying to do my own best, you work your shit out. That to me, Bjorn, was so hard for me. I felt like such a nasty, evil bitch. Because it was like, who do you think you are? And it's like, I am Sidney. And I can't have their shit be mine. I've been a for people's pain my whole life. I can't do it anymore. They have to handle theirs the same way I have to handle mine. Get out. Get out. And it's shocking how many people are like, no. It's like, okay, cool. I'm seeing things very clearly. And it's not been for naught. It's not been for naught. It's always been. And like, luckily for me and you, I don't even know where it came from. God, that fight to just keep believing. Even when you think about it, it's like, how did you keep getting up? How did you keep going, dude, when no one gave a fuck and everyone was asking everything from you and no one ever called to ask if you were okay? And they just kept taking and taking and we just kept going. We just kept going. It's like, dude, I'm the wrong motherfucker. dude, we are literally here for a reason,
Yeah.
Bjorn. We are. Thank you. Right back at ya. We are. And I'm with it. I'm trying to get with it and let go of all this other bullshit because it's not true. It's not true. And I'm done being mad at myself because no one ever taught me to be more confident or to not listen to those things or whatever. Those tools weren't available then. They're available now. Let's move on. Let's grow
You know
up.
what? You make me sick. This is why I love you. So everyone watching, this is why I love him. Okay. And I gotta let me end this because we're gonna keep talking, but y'all have you guys have heard. This is one of my darling friends, Sidney Fisher, who I met, and we have, as you can see, we are linked, inextricably linked. And
yeah, I'm not going. You're gonna have to divorce me or kill
no,
me.
I'm not divorcing you, honey. Because see, when I married you, there was no prenuptial agreement. So it's better for us to stay married because I don't want to have to go through the whole half of this. No, there was no prenuptial agreement. There wasn't. So although you keep asking me for an NDA, you do keep asking me for an NDA. But yeah, there was no prenup. There was no prenup.
No, never.
So say goodbye. Oh wait, tell everyone where they can find you online.
So I just have my Instagram.
Okay.
We talk about more like things that I can do. Okay. That's been the platform though, where everything's come from. It's just Sidney Fisher, all lowercase, SIDNEY FISHER, 2021. Sidney Fisher 20. That's me. All I have.
Say it again, because I cut out. I was speaking. Say it again.
Sidney Fisher 2021. That's my Instagram.
Okay. Thank you. Say goodbye to the people. I'm going to end this.
I'll say bye. Thank you, brother. I love you. Bye.
I love you too. Don't hang up. You don't hang up. I'm going to hang them up.
I love you.
I love you too. Hold on.